Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Toothless is here again. Huh, kitty. Yeah. And he's going back to the door. Dude, come on. It's gonna be like 20 minutes, and then I'll let you out. Okay? Okay. I'm gonna record one video, because I'm tired. And, kinda wanna do a workout before I go to sleep. So. Today we are reading His Reasons. It's a Todoroki X-rated fanfic by AshleyH713. We're gonna read Season 3, Chapter 12. This is when the heroes are deciding whether Amari's a villain or not, from the last one. Yeah, let's begin. After an agonizing long week, Amari was finally able to leave the hospital. But where she was going after that was still unknown. Would they come and take her to prison, like society wants them to? Or would she be sent back to America with her bags packed? It didn't really matter either way. Both options were painful. Hearing the door open next to her, Amari picked up her bag and found All Might staring back at her with sad, pitying eyes. She hated that look more than anything and had tried so hard to avoid that reaction. Seeing it now was kind of comical in its own light. "Young Bakugo, how are you feeling?" She looked down at the floor before trying to smile, but finding it difficult to for some reason. "Oh, you know, still living. So are you here to put me in handcuffs and drag me away to prison, or what? If you're going to do it, then just get on with it already." All Might took in her expression for a moment before sitting down in the chair next to him. "About that, it seems I was able to come to an agreement with the rest of the school board. We all think it would be safest for you to stay at UA. Mari's head turned to the heroes all at once, hope now in her eyes. "Wait, I can stay in the hero course?" Although she was met with a dejected look. "I would like to do that, but unfortunately without a quirk it would be impossible to stay in the hero course. I tried to reason with the board, but they seemed pretty set on that. I'm sorry." Hearing the news, the girl felt her shoulders sag, the hope gone from her expression. "So where are you going to put me then?" All Might crossed his hands in front of him before replying. "They've decided to drop you from the hero course into the support class." The words filtered in her ears all at once, Amari feeling somewhat nauseous. Just the image of still having to attend school with her brother and yet being the weak sibling made her feel terrible. "The support class? Are you kidding me? If that's the case, then I'll just leave altogether. It's not worth it anymore." There, a small pause in the space before All Might spoke again, this time with a sense of apprehension in his voice. "Young Bakugo, even though you were not at fault for the attack, it's no secret that the villains desire your power. And the citizens are so caught up in false rumors right now that letting you walk free would be extremely dangerous." Not liking where this is going, Amari frowned. "What are you trying to say?" Looking down at the floor for a moment, All Might continued. "We all believe that the safest place for you right now is at UA. It is the most secure facility we have next to the prison. We can monitor your power and protect you from villains since you aren't able to use your quirk now." Amari thought about what he was saying and frowned. So their options for her were basically UA or prison. Both seemed the same in one or another, honestly. Balling her hands into fists, Amari hissed back. "Oh, cut the bullshit already. We all know what this is about. They're afraid of me, aren't they? So they want to imprison me one way or another. The school is just a cover." Saying it so blatantly like that made the hero frown. "It's only because they don't understand the kind of person you are, young Bakugo. Soon they will see that you aren't a threat, but until then, we have to quell their worries. Understand?" Amari scoffed back almost immediately. "Yeah, I understand. So you're telling me that it doesn't matter if I want to stay at the stupid school or not, because I really have no choice. I have to live without my quirk and still watch everyone else succeed while I'm sidelined in the support class. Sounds like a dream." Reaching out to comfort her, All Might sighed. "I'm sorry, young Bakugo. I wish I could help you more, but the most I can do is this. At least it keeps you out of being detained and you can see your brother. In fact, we designed the dorm rooms for you and the rest of the class so you won't be alone." She knew All Might meant well. Hell, if it wasn't for him, she would have been hauled away somewhere by now, locked up and tested on like some kind of lab rat. No matter how good his intentions seemed, Amari still felt imprisoned, one way or another. Shaking her head, Amari replied, "I know you're only trying to help, and it's my own damn fault this happened in the first place. I'm just sorry you have to do so much for me." Smiling back sadly, he answered, It's nothing, young Bakugo. Regardless of your quirk, there is a hero inside of you yet. You just have to find her. Amari found his words funny, though. Yeah, right. A small echo of silence appeared then, before All Might smiled back, a little brighter than before. It's true, young Bakugo. You have the biggest, selfless heart I've ever seen. Now, before you leave, I have a surprise for you, since you won't be able to leave the campus once you arrive. Mari turned her brow in confusion when the door opened again, revealing someone that she knew very well. Her mother. Mom? Tears started to appear in her eyes as her mother raced forward, hugging her daughter with everything she had. Oh, my baby, my sweet baby, you're all right. I was worried sick about you. I'm so happy you're okay. Hold on, I gotta move this. Then the air suddenly changed as Mitsuki then frowned, slapping her daughter roughly on the shoulder. What is wrong with you, you stupid girl? Why would you do that to yourself? Rubbing the surface, Amari blinked back in surprise. She sure had seen her mother talk to Katsuki. Like this, but she was always sweet to her. This was certainly a change. I'm sorry, Mom. Although Mitsuki wasn't finished, yelling back, Sorry's not gonna cut it. Bakugo, Amarianne. Do you know how scared I was when I saw you on TV like that? I thought I was going to lose you again. Do you even understand what that feels like as a mother? You're so reckless and irresponsible. How could you push yourself like that all this time? Not really keeping up with all her shouting, Amari felt her eyes sadden. I know, Mom. But I just wanted to be a hero, like Katsuki. Yet her mother wasn't pleased. Don't do that. Katsuki is the worst role model. He's a dumbass. I already have one irresponsible and stupid child. I don't need another one. You twins are going to be the death of me, I swear. Watching her eyes fall, Amari sighed. I'm sorry for disappointing you. I just didn't want you to worry about me, after everything. Mitsuki frowned at her daughter's saddened body language, knowing she meant her sick childhood, and slapped her upside the head. Bakugo Amarianne, you take that back right now. Groaning back at the hit, suddenly she felt herself being pulled into her mother's loving embrace, the woman now touching her head lightly. Do you really think I wouldn't want to hear something like this? Huh? Keeping all to yourself this entire time? What a foolish child I have. Mari felt her mother's warmth and slowly moved her arms up to cradle her back. She never wanted to hurt her like this. All Mari ever wanted to do was make her not worry anymore. If only I was stronger, then you wouldn't have to worry anymore. Mitsuki took in her words before shaking her head and pulling her daughter back so they locked eyes. Then she ran her fingers through a couple strands of her hair before replying, Oh, sweet, you got it all wrong. Being strong isn't about keeping everything to yourself and suffering. It's about having the courage to talk about your fears and weaknesses. No one is strong all the time. That's just part of being human. Amari took in her mother's words, but didn't really understand them. How could she possibly be strong if she showed her weaknesses? It didn't make any sense. Well, at least at the time it didn't. Clinging on to Mitsuki for a couple more minutes, Amari then felt her pull away slowly. Amari, listen to me. Promise me you won't use your quirk anymore. It's too dangerous. Her request stung the girl, knowing very well she didn't have a choice. I know, Mom. It's not like I can use it anyways. I guess now I'll be known as the only quirkless girl at UA. Her mother smiled sadly at that. I know it's hard right now, and those terrible news stations are telling such lies about my baby. But know that this is only temporary. The world will see what I see soon enough, and that is a strong, beautiful, and smart woman, even without a quirk. Once again, Amari didn't really believe her words, knowing she was nothing without her quirk, but politely nodded to quell her worry. Thanks, Mom, but I guess that means I can't live with you and Dad anymore either if I'm staying in the dorms. I'm going to miss you. Tears started to line the corner of Mitsuki's eyes, knowing that the world has been nothing but cruel to her daughter. Oh, sweetie, we'll miss you too, but it's not forever, and you'll have Katsuki. I'll make sure he looks after you. He damn well better, or else I'm gonna have some words with that boy. She couldn't help but smile at the empty threat, nodding her head. I'm sorry I messed everything up. If only you had a normal daughter. Although Mitsuki only shook her head. If I had a normal daughter, then she wouldn't be mine. Us bakugos are known to be rather explosive and abnormal. That just means you're really part of the family, flaws and all. Amari felt her eyes water slightly as well, as her mother then leaned down and kissed her forehead softly. Her words were so warm and comforting, saying that she really was a bakugo, through and through. That was all she ever wanted. Well, at least her mother thought so. Thanks. Mitsuki smiled at that before clapping her hands together. All right. Well, I'll let you finish getting ready. I already went ahead and sent some of your things to the school. Do you have someone to walk you there? Nodding her head, Amari smiled. Yeah, I'll be okay. Shoto is going to meet me outside in a couple minutes anyway. He said we'd go together. Her mother smiled at that, remembering her past conversation with Todoroki. She was thankful that he was taking his words seriously. How nice of him. Well, I won't keep you. I'm sure he missed you these past weeks and everything. Mari's face flushed, slapping her on the shoulder playfully. Mom, stop. Why do you always gotta say such weird things like that? Although Mitsuki only laughed, enjoying the embarrassment on her daughter's face, hoping that Katsuki and that boy would be able to heal her little by little so that she could finally see her worth. That was her hope, anyways. Throwing a jacket over her tank top, Mari walked down the steps of the hospital, smiling to herself at the idea of seeing Todoroki. He hadn't visited her much, which she honestly didn't blame him for. Between his scar and his mother, Amari was sure that the hospital wasn't the most welcoming place for him anymore. She threw open the door and looked around quickly, hoping to see that familiar two-toned hair color, only to find nothing. That was strange. Usually he showed up fairly early. Suddenly, the voice to her right caused her eyes to widen sharply before turning to the stranger. What took you so long? I swear, you always take forever. What were you even doing? Solving world hunger? Blinking in surprise, she found none other than her brother, Katsuki, before her. Katsuki, what are you doing here? He grunted in annoyance before replying. Picking you up, stupid. What do you think I'd be doing here? Mari narrowed her eyes in confusion at that. Wait, I thought Shoto was picking me up. Bakugo was silent for a moment before letting out a heavy sigh. He hated that she looked so depressed that Icy Hot wasn't here. I told him to meet you at UA. What, is there something wrong with wanting to pick up my idiot sister? Because if so, I'll just go home and say screw it. Noticing his soft tone, Amari was extremely confused, but went along with it anyways, now slightly suspicious. No, I guess there's nothing wrong with that. Katsuki then huffed in response before reaching forward and forcefully grabbing her bag before replying. Good, then let's go. Hurry up or I'll leave you behind. He started off down the road then, causing his sister to chase after him roughly. Seeing her run to meet him suddenly brought a heavy lump in his chest, now slowing down to meet her pace. She shouldn't be running with that injured shoulder. Amari slowed her pace as well, noticing his speed and frowning. What was with him today? It's like he was being nice. That certainly was new. A small amount of silence echoed through the space, then before Katsuki spoke again, low and small. How are you feeling? Turning her brow in confusion, she rubbed her arm once in reply. I'm okay. The doctor said the bullet wound is almost healed, so I can go back to training and everything. Bakugo stopped then, sharply turning to his sister. You are still gonna train? Are you actually shitting me, Amari? You just got shot. Calm down for once and relax. Although she didn't like his words, shaking her head. And I already rested plenty in the hospital. I'm already useless without my quirk. I'm not about to lose everything I worked for. I don't expect you to understand, but I have to do this. Katsuki felt this small wave of anxiety in his stomach, now fully seeing just how broken his sister truly was. Even after being shot and kidnapped, she wouldn't let herself rest, like she had to prove something. Why couldn't she just slow down for once? Knowing very well how she was now, Bakugo didn't want to argue with her, just sighing roughly. You're right. I don't goddamn understand. But I also know that even if I say no, you'll just find a way to do it anyway. So if you're going to continue to do this, then you better take care of yourself. No more being reckless, you hear me? She honestly expected far more of an argument from the boy. Bakugo was never one to give up on an idea of his so quickly. Yeah, I understand. Katsuki seemed pleased with that, though, turning his head back. Damn right, you better understand. I swear. You're always such a goddamn handful, and once we get to UA, you are resting. I don't want to even hear you whine about it. It wouldn't kill you to slow down sometimes, damn it. Amari remained silent, causing Bakugo to take his brow in annoyance, needing to hear her respond. Promise me. Blinking in surprise at his rough tone, Amari internally jumped back a bit before answering, not exactly sure what she was going on. Her brother was never this intensive to her. I promise? Katsuki seemed to be satisfied with that, nodding his head and replied, Be prepared. I'm going to hold you to that. He continued on after that, but Amari couldn't help but continue to feel confused. What was up with him? Seeing Yue in the distance, the school was fairly quiet. It was a Sunday after all, which meant most, if not all, the students had gone home, leaving the twins to be met with silence as they entered the gates. Although that didn't last long as they reached the dorms, hearing Deku shouting towards them roughly, "Amari-chan, you're okay! I was so worried, and Kachan wouldn't say much about you, so I'm glad to see you're okay." He was rambling again, which made Katsuki groan, yet Amari fully welcomed his words, accepting a hug from the boy. "Hey, Midoriya, it's good to see you also. I'm sorry I worried you. The hospital didn't really let me have guests." Smiling back, he only smiled. Okay. "That's alright. It's just good to have you back. And now we'll all live together. Isn't that great?" He obviously was trying to ease the mood. Deku probably knew that about her house arrest as well, so he was trying to make good of a bad situation. He always seemed to do that. His words caused her to smile sadly. The boy noticing her slightly sullen eyes. "Yeah, great." Slightly taken back by that, he opened his mouth to speak, only to be pushed aside by Bakugo roughly. "Alright, damn Deku, that's enough. She needs to rest, so get out of here already." Amari narrowed her eyes in annoyance at that, speaking back equally as rough. "Oh, please, Katsuki, I'm not 80 years old. What's with you?" Yet Katsuki wouldn't take no for an answer, already grabbing his sister and pulling her inside the dorms all at once. "I don't give a damn what you want. Let's go." Deku seemed surprised by the action before accepting it. It seemed like Kachan was still really worried about Amari. He supposed he couldn't blame him for that. "It's alright, Amari-chan. I'll see you later." Amari moved to speak when Katsuki pulled her around the corner and away from the boy completely. There was something seriously off with the brother today. Why was he being so damn protective? He had to know she hated being babied more than anything. Pushing the door open to her room, Bakugo let Amari inside before she shook off his arm roughly. "You didn't have to do that. Why are you controlling who I talk to?" Yet Katsuki only ignored her accusation, causing her to narrow her eyes and reach for her suitcase. "Thanks for carrying my bag, though. Here, I can take it." Touching the handle lightly, Bakugo frowned before pulling the bag back out of her reach. He didn't want her to reopen her wound by carrying something heavy. "Forget it. Just lay down already." This was making Amari slightly more frustrated. "Katsuki, I can take my suitcase. Why are you treating me like I'm some kind of fragile doll? You know I hate that." Bakugo knew exactly why, but couldn't speak the words out loud. They were too embarrassing. "Whatever, take your jacket off." He went to grab her jacket, and Amari gasped, pulling back on the fabric. "Seriously, what is with you? I don't need you to baby me." Yet Katsuki wouldn't give up, trying to force her hands up. "Stop struggling, Amari. I'm trying to help you, damn it." This caused Amari to grumble as she felt her fingers lift up. "I didn't ask for that, stupid." Just then, the jacket slipped off her shoulder and onto the ground, causing Katsuki to gasp at the sight before him. There on her shoulder blades were dozens of ugly scars and burns. It was like she was tortured. His frozen stance confused the girl for a moment before gasping and pulling the object back on her shoulders. "I already said stop it. You don't have to stare." Her words snapped him awake, reaching out for her concern. "What the fuck happened to you?" Letting her eyes fall to the floor, Amari sighed roughly. "Training from America. I don't remember some of it, but from the looks of it, it didn't seem pretty. Whatever, I'm already over it." How could she possibly be over something like that? Bakugo would never know how hard she had pushed herself just to get into UA, to see him again. It seemed the further he looked, the deeper her mental and physical scars were. How could he have been so blind before? Noticing his silence, Amari took in the chance to call him out on his odd behavior. "What's wrong with you today? Do you have a fever or something? You've been acting different." Bakugo blinked once, still picturing her scarred shoulder in the back of his mind before answering half-heartedly. "Why the hell would you think that?" Crossing her arms over her chest, Amari huffed. "You've been acting nice. Maybe a little too nice. It's really weird. Did you hit your head during the villain attack or something?" He did notice the change in his attitude, but pretended to ignore it. "What, I can't be nice to my sister for once?" Shaking her head, Amari replied, "I mean, I guess you can. You're just not usually this passionate about it. You do know I'm fully capable of doing this for myself, right? I mean, I know I'm quirkless now and everything, but you don't have to make me feel even more useless than I already am." At her words, Bakugo paused, not realizing that his actions came off like that. He just wanted to make sure she was okay. "I know you're not useless, damn it. I just want to make sure you aren't going to do anything stupid anymore, since you never tell me anyways." Mari's eyes saddened then, causing Katsuki to continue. "What happened when you were kidnapped? I never want to feel that way again. So if there's something going on, you better damn well tell me next time. I won't think you're weak or anything like that. Just tell me what's going on, like you do with Icy Hot all the time. She eyed her brother with interest, seeing him so depressed in front of her. Did her disappearance really affect him? She always thought he'd move on fairly quickly. Because of that, she made a joke. Are you really sure about that? You might hear something you didn't want to hear in the first place. Like some major TMI. Although Katsuki didn't find her words funny, just reaching forward and grabbing her shoulder. I don't care, damn it. I want to know everything, even if you think it will burden me or some shit. Tell me anyways. I can take it. Her smile fell then, sensing the atmosphere in the room. She didn't really know how to respond to that. Katsuki? Shaking his head, Bakugo spoke back. Listen, I know I'm a pretty piss-poor excuse of a brother, and I get pissed off all the time, but if you want to say something, I'm here. You got that? Blinking in surprise and confusion, Amari muttered back, Yep, you definitely have a fever or something. Stop being so serious. It doesn't suit you. I get it, okay? Now go back to being the grumpy, explosive brother I know. You're kind of creeping me out. Bakugo stood silent for a moment before realizing that she wasn't going to understand overnight. He did treat her like trash for so long after all. Shut up, nerd. I'm not being creepy, you idiot. Mari couldn't help but smile at that, recognizing the familiarity. Ah, there he is. He groaned at that, slapping the girl on her side before sighing. Whatever. You really are hopeless. I'll bring your stuff from downstairs, so just relax for once. Maybe it will improve your idiotic behavior. Smiling, frowning back. Jesus, what is wrong with me? Come on. Like, really? Come on. She saw Bakugo leave before she let out a heavy sigh. What was all that about talking to him? There was seriously something up with him. It was like he was worried about something. Whatever it is, Amari wasn't sure how she felt about this new Katsuki. Yep, that's the video. Yep. Titus is asleep on the floor. Oh, you're not actually asleep? Oh, okay. You know there's a perfectly good bed right there for you to sleep on. It's hot though, yeah. Floor's probably cool. Okay. We're gonna let him chill. Check her out. I like her stuff. I guess that doesn't particularly mean you'll like her stuff. If you like Boku no Hero Academia, or Academia, sorry. I got that stupid joke stuck in my head. If you like stuff like that, then you'll probably like this. But maybe not. I don't know. Yeah. I don't think I'm missing anything. No? Why do I feel like I'm missing something? No? I don't... Okay, never mind. We're just gonna end the video here, and if I miss something, I'll post a second video explaining what I missed. Okay. Yeah, you will hear me in the next video. Bye-bye. If my mouse will work. Jeez, what is...